Hi, I'm Adam and welcome back to First Man Photography, and you join me today in the Lake District in this beautiful weather, feeling very irritated indeed. And I'll tell you why in a minute, but I'm hoping this day out of doing landscape photography, connecting with nature, finding some solace is going to solve that problem. So I'd really like it if you were to come with me. Let's go. Before we get going today though, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a domain name, a website or an online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Right, as I was taking a moment to calm down there, I was really enjoying this view. So I just did a little panorama on my phone. I then decided it's probably worth getting the big camera out using the 70-200. I'm not going to talk it through, it's just a panorama of that scene, and I'll show you that in a minute. The thing that almost tipped me over the edge was as I parked up, I went up to the parking machine and discovered it was going to cost £14 for me to park my car for the afternoon until a bit after sunset. That on its own is irritating, but then both machines weren't working. And that's coupled with a load of threatening language about how they're going to fine you and come and get you if you don't pay. It genuinely feels like it's designed to stop you coming, but maybe it is. I don't know, who cares? But it's just people generally as well. When I'm looking for a day of solitude and a day of connecting with nature, I find people really irritating. It may just be me. They're not doing anything wrong, but it's just quite annoying. There's bad driving, stuff like that. And the transition from being in the car, having all those thoughts going through your head, those negative thoughts, then coming out here and trying to calm down and tell a story and be creative. I find it really difficult sometimes, and it takes me a good amount of time usually to sort of ease into the day and relieve that stress. I think that's what landscape photography does for me, and for a lot of other people, is it gives you that escape. That light's looking good over there now. Let me just quickly capture that. I'm starting to calm down there now and stop being silly. I'm interested to know if anyone else feels like that as well. I don't necessarily think it's an introvert-extrovert thing. And there's a lot of discussion about that, about landscape photographers, but I don't think I'm one thing or the other. Somewhere in between. I often find that I want to go off by myself, but then when I get to the top of the hill later, up there, I wish there was someone there with me. But one way to overcome these feelings at the start of a shoot is to get your first shot in as soon as possible. And that's exactly what I've done here. And I can already feel the positive waves coming over me. I'm halfway up the hill and I've stopped for another photograph. I don't know if you can see the camera on the stand there, but it's the dappled light coming through the clouds which is really just attracting me. It's a very straightforward shot, nothing to it, pointing the camera at the area of light, getting some of the tarn in there. It's about catching it at the right moment with the light coming through the clouds, and it's changing all the time, which is really nice. It makes it very atmospheric. But I thought I would give you a little fitness update because I'm halfway up this hill and I'm feeling pretty good, although it is very difficult. Like I said the other week on the video, I've lost a bit of weight and I've lost even more since then, probably about another half a stone. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself, if I'm honest. And I've done it through a mixture of lifting weights, which has been going pretty well. And also I've changed my diet. Now what I've done with my diet is to basically cut out sugar, processed sugar anyway, most, if not all, processed foods. And I'm on a very low carb diet as well. Basically, meat and veg is what I'm eating, and it's been going really well. But what that does mean is that when I'm doing exercise, particularly climbing up a hill like this, I don't have that level of carbs in my body that helps you get up the hill. So it's just a constant slog, and you can feel it in your legs, I can feel it in my lungs. But the thing is, it doesn't get any harder. It's just hard the whole time. But then when you get to the top, you don't have that sugar low. It's just a nice constant. And as I get fitter, I hope that will get even better. I'm just looking at a sheep at the top of the hill there. Long way to go still. Long way to go from when I used to play rugby. I was really fit then. So I know what it's like. And I know how far I've still got to go. Oof, look at that light now. Let me just spin this round. Oh, that's the light I'm talking about. See that on the hill just there? Absolutely fantastic. Just going to recompose it. I want to get this right. My little friend. Oh, he's gone. Ah, you scared him off. Right, that's it. I made it to the top. A hard slog, but totally worth it. For some of the best views, I think, in the entire Lake District. I'm not going to spend any time here though, because it is so beautiful. There are always so many people here. So I'm going to find a spot I know, not too far from here, which is well off the beaten path. I'm almost guaranteed to have it to myself, and it has a fantastic view. Unfortunately, I can't touch the trig point because someone's destroyed that. One hopes that it's the wind, but I doubt it. Yeah, so let's move on. Yes, it's so nice. And like I said, completely to myself. I'm pumped. Right, I'm into position and it's just absolutely stunning. The light is beautiful, and if you can see, it's just started raining, which is very exciting because with the quality of that light behind me there's surely going to be a rainbow. Surely somewhere. The sun's got to be at the back, hasn't it? So it's going to be over here if it's coming from somewhere. Up over this little hill. To the hills over there. Sun in my face now, and it should be where you're looking behind me. I don't think there's quite enough rain yet though, but who cares when the light is of that quality. So exciting. But the main attraction for me today is the view this way, looking over that scene there, looking over the town, looking towards the mountains. Something really good could happen when the sun goes down. When I think back to the frustration I was feeling at the start of this shoot to now, it's absolute medicine doing this. It really is. I've gone from that low of the stupidness of the car parking and annoying people to this. Just a complete and utter natural high. Look at that light down there now. I'm gonna have a little shoot around, take my time, enjoy the moment, wait for sunset, have a little sit down I think as well. With all the fitness I've been doing, the back is just about holding up. It's a bit sore right now though, so I'm gonna go and have a little lie down I think. I love these moments because we've just now moved into about an hour before the sun sets behind the mountains. And the temptation is, I find, is to just shoot everything, especially when the light is this good. It should just keep shooting. Because I'm trying to make a print when I do my photography, I think I can make a better print and a better image if I absorb this moment and wait and be patient. But I find rushing around, desperately trying to get the best light, the best composition, and taking 10 to 15 shots while I'm here. I'm not doing my best work if I do that. But if I stay here, relax, observe, feel the moment, when the light's right and it's close to sunset, that will be the moment. And that's where my great images come from. It is a risk though, because it doesn't always work and the light doesn't always do what you want it to do. As you know, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Now, if you are a photographer, then Squarespace is the best place for you to build a website. Number one, it's just so easy to do. You don't need any technical knowledge. You just use one of their beautiful templates, put some of your images on there and a little bit of your text. Before you know it, you will have a unique and beautiful looking website. Number two is that it will grow with you. You can start with a very straightforward gallery. It looks much better than it does on social media and you're totally in control. And then if you want to start selling things like books or prints or cards or anything else, you can upgrade it to an online store. They also now have a membership section if you additionally want to run a subscription service. It dynamically adjusts to the screen that the viewer is looking at it on, including a phone, which is really important these days. They also have award-winning customer service. I've used them for years. I've never looked back. So go to squarespace.com to start your free trial today. And then if you like what you've created, use the offer code FIRSTMAN to get 10% off your first purchase, or you can just click the link down below. So I'm not sure the light is going to do what I want. I'm not sure that waiting has paid off. It still looks absolutely beautiful, but there's no light on the land at the moment. And the cloud behind the mountain there has really come in. The wind has picked up incredibly, but it's also making shooting with this long lens difficult as well. What I was planning is to do a panorama of the whole thing, but with the wind it's making that a really difficult technical challenge because there's a massive dynamic range as well. I'm trying to do HDR bracketing panorama and it isn't working out too well, I don't think. I'd be very surprised if it works. I love the light over there, some of the clouds behind me there. I think they just look incredible. If the light doesn't do what I was hoping it would do, I'm not going to be in the slightest bit disappointed because I feel great right now and I've had a very good shoot. I've had a good time. How can you be disappointed when you're in a place like this? There's warmth in the sky. It's just missing the light on the land. That's all. That's the only thing missing. But I don't regret it. And the thing is, in a way it's a good thing because what it does is provide me with a very, very good reason to come back here again. And I think what I'm going to do next time is camp because I found a lovely little camp spot just up there. But I'm going to wait a few more minutes. We're about 10 minutes before the sun goes behind the mountain and then it's done. So that's it, the light never came. I'm not too disappointed at all. I think I've got some really nice footage today. Hopefully got a couple of acceptable images. So no regrets whatsoever. Loved that last moment on the hill, but it just got so windy. So I think that hill wanted rid of me. If you do want to see some of my images that do have some beautiful light and beautiful conditions, why not consider picking up my book, Illumination, and supporting me and supporting the channel to keep making these videos. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye for now.